All right, Pancho, here we go. Good morning, Minneapolis. Welcome to another day in the apocalypse. It's Friday the 13th, 2020. In obvious news today, Joe Biden is the president-elect winner, with fascism only 5 million votes behind. All right, last week a big thing happened, a very, very big thing. A protest for fair elections this past week on Wednesday, November 4th, occurred in South Minneapolis right next to downtown off of Cedar Avenue. The protest went from Mayday Books onto I94. Once it got on the I94, protesters then routed exiting off of I94 and were halted and kettled by 5+ different departments of law enforcement. None other than the Minneapolis Police Department, the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department, State Patrol, the Feds, and the National Guard were all present there to kettle in over 600 protesters. That's over 1,000 law enforcement officers and over 600 protesters kettled in on the highway. Being held for over 6 hours into the cold night on the highway, most of the protesters were able to leave with just a citation. However, there were a few protesters that were thrown into jail. One of those being Amina McCaskill. Amina, speaking to you right now, what the limited information you can give, can you tell us exactly what happened the night of November 4th?
As we were walking onto the exit, we were marching, we were chanting, we were saying their names, people's names like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. They failed to give dispersal orders. I needed to make it clear to them what I was reaching for in my bag so they wouldn't get any other ideas. An officer says, well, how about we just take your stuff? They take my stuff, they handcuff me. After that, I then get taken to, I believe was the actual jail. When I first entered, it was both male and female there. I got fingerprinted. I got searched everywhere. My private parts were searched. My hair was searched. And this was all in front of male and female staff members. They walked me to this cell, I guess is what was called isolation. She was grabbing me by the arm, and as she was literally pulling me, she then tries to swing me into the room, and I was left in there for probably about 5 to 6 hours for attitude, they say. It seemed like every time I tried to say that I wanted to speak to a lawyer, I wouldn't speak without having a lawyer present. This man goes, oh, so you want to play that game? And it's like, that's how everyone kind of responded when I said that, was I was moving some kind of way when I was just speaking my rights. It's not a game, it's my right. I guess I'll move forward to when I had my pretrial. I had my pretrial where I was faced with the judge, and I believe someone who had voluntarily was my attorney for just that one pretrial. And someone did remark that it seemed like I was being overcharged. They realized that I had no previous court history.
So what happens next for you?
After that, I then realized that these police officers and these people that are in place and given the power to so-called protect us, I do not feel not 1 inch of protection from any of them. And if anything, I felt provoked. I felt like I was being asked manipulative questions, and I felt like they wanted to get a bad reaction out of me, obviously, to then place a form of punishment towards me.
Okay, and Amina, for folks listening right now, what do you want people to take away from your story?
And that this is not a free country, and we need to stand up for what's right. We cannot let situations like these make us fall back from us continuing to fight for the freedom that we deserve.
Yes, that is over 1,000 law enforcement officers that were present, and not a single one of them with their own personal liability insurance. We'll see how that goes down the line. Bye-bye civility, and also bye-bye Bender. President of Minneapolis City Council Lisa Bender will not be seeking a 3rd term. The head council member in charge sent an email to her supporters on November 8th announcing she wouldn't be seeking a 3rd term. And although she's leaving office, it didn't stop her from listing all the things that she did while in office. Because nothing says a graceful exit like saying all the things you accomplished to prove to yourself that you left the city better than you found it. And in Uptown's case of being better, well, that's wider, richer, and with more bike lanes. Bender writes, We passed Minnesota's first earned safe and sick time and $15 minimum wage laws. But if you do make $15 an hour, you're no neighbor of Lisa's because you can't afford to live in her neighborhood. Bender also writes, we spent years engaging our community in a groundbreaking Minneapolis 2040 plan, which not only eliminated exclusionary housing laws, but is driving a focus on equity and sustainability in everything the city does. And if by groundbreaking, she means breaking that apartment on 2003 Aldrich so some old white men can come in and build a new condo, then damn it, she's right. So, the race is on. Who will take the throne of Ward 10? We're sure there's a cavalcade of Karens and Kevins that have complaints and kerfuffles that they'd like to address. Will it be another white person with first world problem luxury concerns of bike lanes? Or another white person with first world problem luxury concerns of restaurants and there not being enough cops?
I also find it alarming that the city council president, along with others representing downtown, seem to think there isn't a problem with crime downtown. All you need to do is talk to business leaders downtown who will tell you that their employees are afraid to come to work. They're afraid to walk from the North Loop to 8th and Nicollet.
So this is a clip of City Council member Goodman complaining about folks in downtown not being able to make it to their favorite vegan pizzeria. Goodman say it isn't so.
That is a reality. Their perception is the reality.
And this is part of the problem that Goodman doesn't realize. The perception of people who can afford to pay $1,500 a month for a flat in downtown, their perception governing the city's decision-making going forward. It's as if these people, we need them to pay money downtown, otherwise they're gonna spend their money in the Galleria or even St. Paul. I'm just kidding. Ain't nobody trying to spend money in St. Paul after 5 p.m.
Maybe I'm just in my house, in my own world.
It's the first correct thing she said in this whole rant.
People are afraid, and they want more public safety, not less.
More public safety? You mean like more cops? Here they come, I see them. Whoa, 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 is that a clip from November 4th? Whoa, whoa, man. Hey. Whoa, 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 no. Cut to the cops in Uptown, the nice ones, yeah. Like an affluent white neighborhood. Cut to an affluent white neighborhood, quickly.
Fuck you. Yeah. I'm making sure she's okay.
Okay. Well, this just in. Minneapolis Police Department, tired of terrorizing black communities, picks up new hobby and niche, terrorizing affluent white communities. Yep, that last clip you just saw was from Minneapolis Police, the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department, and undercover agents, don't ask me how I know, terrorizing a park in Uptown, Bryant Square Park. So a march on election night, that was November 3rd of last week on Tuesday, went through Uptown and then rested at Bryant Square Park. And instead of resting at Bryant Square Park, it was pretty much brutalized, beaten up, and thrown into jail. 18 people were hauled off downtown after landing back in Uptown at Bryant Square Park for a peaceful march. So for Council Member Goodman, where have all the policemen gone? Why aren't they securing the streets? Well, it's probably because they're there, and there. Keeping those streets safe. Look at all those safe people. So, Councilmember Goodman, I would love to offer up a solution. However, that's above my pay grade. And solutions are for Bob Kroll to not address. That'll do it for Friday the 13th, November 2020. Even though it is Friday the 13th, it's probably felt like it's been going on like that all year. Hasn't it felt like this past week has been the longest month of 2020? It has, hasn't it? And we're so happy to have you here. Going forward, we were not able to get to some of the subject matters that people threw out to us. One was the Keystone Pipeline in the Dakotas, racism in the suburbs, the Board of Education and the CDD, and then a lot of those other things. So we want to get to those down the line, and we also want to have maybe some of y'all just offer up Q&A for us as well. Just like we did with the Mina today, we can do that with you as well. You just send in if there's a question you want to ask us or provide an answer for folks, because hell knows we're not the experts. You are. So send in any things that you want us to talk about going forward. We will be talking about Native Lives Matter and then also MMIW going forward, and as well as the pipeline. So there's that for the next episode. All right, that'll do it for us this Saturday. There is a Twin Cities Coalition for Justice for Jamar. I believe it's his 5th anniversary since he was murdered by the police, Minneapolis police. And Twin Cities Coalition for Justice for Jamar will be holding that event. The link for that is below. There will be links to some other events going on in the city tomorrow as well, or throughout the next few days. And that's pretty much it. To keep these shows going, we need your support. So if you can go to the donation link below, we would love you for it. We're going to get some gifts going. There's going to be some coffee mugs. There's going to be some screen prints, and it's going to be great. It's going to be just great and fantastic. So we look forward to expanding, growing, and keeping the show going, and all of the documentaries. For the documentaries that we have coming up, we have a documentary, A Dia de los Muertos from MIRAC. We also have a forum that we conducted in Woodbury, and we have a lot of other programs coming up. We filmed the 24 Demands of George Floyd Square, which came out to the length of a feature film. And to keep those editors and this predominantly, this majority crew of people of color going, we need your donation. I know I already said that, but can't say it enough. All right, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next one.